Okay, this is Lou Martin over here. This is Tessa Tremain over there. I'm in West Cork, Ireland. Tessa is in Australia. Where are you exactly?
I'm west of Sydney, so about 3 hours drive west of Sydney, in a little town called Mudgee.
Oh, okay. That sounds adorable. That sounds very cozy. Yes, I'm in a little town too, so we're little town folk. You know, we like the slower pace of life when we can get it. You know.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So Tessa is giving me her time here. You talk about so Lifewave is this company. I'll do my little outline, and then you can correct me or fill in the blanks. So Lifewave is a 20-year-old company created by a brilliant and very spiritual genius named David Schmidt, who is changing the world and inviting all of us to come along with him for the ride, which is a great opportunity. And he has, 3 years ago, he did a patent. He has about 150 patents now as an inventor and scientist. He patented a product called the X39 patch. And that has lit everyone up because it, through photovoltaic, through light energy, it takes the infrared light that comes off the body. I'm getting a little off now, and it sends it back into the body, and it creates the magic of stem cells. And stem cells are the key to good health and longevity. And so it's for 3 years now. It's had an incredible. Here's mine for this morning. My Aon anti-inflammation patch, just in case people want to ask me about it. It's right there, and so it's healed pain, it's healed thousands of different symptoms, and it is giving us our health back and our longevity back. It's not anti-aging, it's reversing aging. And so my hair was white, Tess, a few weeks ago. Yes, much whiter than this. So that's the first thing I noticed a few days ago. I'm like, look at that. So I'm already seeing the results. And it's just great to be here with you. You are at a particular level of success in the company, and you've been in the company for about 20 months, if I heard you right. So help me out here, fill us in with who you are and Lifewave, if you would.
Absolutely. Thank you, Lou. So yes, I'm in Australia. I'm a Kiwi who lives in Australia, so born in New Zealand, but been here the last 40 years. I'm currently 61 years old. And I 61 years young, I think they say this.
66 is my score over here.
There you go. So you know what, when I was introduced to this 20 months ago, I first of all, I was interested because I was in pain. I had issues, I had body issues with sciatica and lower back discomfort. It was so bad that I, as a wedding events planner, and I did, just to put you into perspective, 77 weddings in 2022. So that was like three a week. And as if you've ever been to or done anything for a wedding, it's like 3 a week. And I just think I was just done. And I was spending in Australia, probably in AUD, about $300 to $400 a month just to get rid of the pain. And so that was either deep tissue massage or it was chiropractic work or whatever I did, because I was constantly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I was suggested that I tried these. I tried a few within 4 hours actually. And it was Christmas Day of 2022. I had no idea what to do with these patches. I just had them come in the mail, and I stuck one on my lower back, which is where my pain was. And Noble, as God is my witness, within 4 hours the pain was gone. I thought, well, these are a bit weird. And my son, who was there for Christmas that year, he said, oh, Mum, this is placebo. What a load of rot. And he was so skeptical. And he just said, Mum, it's just a Band-Aid. It can't do that. And I said, well, I don't care what it is. It's working. So I was happy.
Right.
A week later, the pain still hadn't come back.
Right.
And so I looked a little bit more into it. The person who had sent me the information, which was Mario, who you sponsored you interviewed last week.
Yes. Yes. Lovely.
He had rung me, and I rang him. I said, can I get some more of this stuff? You know, like I'm turning 60, and they say that you need to have one sleeve. A sleeve is 1 month, 30 days per per month or per decade of life. So turning 60 at the rolling in 6 months, yes, of those.
Yeah.
And so I tried 6. I thought, no, I'll just buy 6 because it's at 180 Australian. I don't know what it is. I think it's 99 in euros.
Yes. Yeah.
That's 180 in Australia, so almost double. And I thought, well, you know what? That's cheaper than what I'm paying with the other thing, so I'll give it a go. Well, I've never looked back. So in that first week, I went and told 4 friends, literally told 4 friends. So a dear friend, Misha, who has also built this business with me, she had bursitis. I stuck it on her. She was fine. For me, a month later, my arthritis had left my hands. My masseuse said to me, "Where have your witch's hands gone?" I said, "Thanks." That's not nice. But they were really bad because, you know, when you're in your 60s, you've got inflammation in your body. And most disease starts from inflammation. So not only did the back pain go, the arthritis go, the energy levels were just off the planet. I now do Pilates with 30-year-olds and I sleep like a baby. But the collagen, but the wrinkles are gone.
Wow.
And then I think the turning point was 6 months in. Yes, I am still wearing glasses, but they're two prescription sizes less than what they were prior to.
I heard that on the Zoom a couple of days ago. My jaw was on the floor. I hadn't heard that one before. Yeah, that's incredible. And of course, well, congratulations to you, my friend. You know, because I think this is the greatest skill in life is being open-minded. You know, and being willing to learn something new and try something new. And you know, so you've gone from, you know, like 0 to 100 miles an hour out there on the Bonneville salt flats, you might say, because now what's your rank in the company with all this?
So in the first week, I became a manager. Within a month, I was a director. Within probably 9 months, I was a senior director, then an executive director, presidential director, and then within 16 months, I became a senior presidential director, which is the highest rank in the company. So I'm pretty excited, but you know, I'm not going to take one piece of credit for that. It was about helping others to achieve more.
Well, that's my song too.
The whole meaning of team is together, everyone achieves more.
That's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, and you know, Tim Carroll is, of course, the one that introduced me to you. And Tim, you know, I trust Tim here, there, and back again, completely and utterly. And, you know, he was saying, he's my Irish friend who's living in Australia. And as I say, he connected the two of us, and he's been on them for 4 months. And, you know, he says not only is his health fantastic in every direction, but he says the clarity of his thinking, this is something else I'm hearing from people, is really breathtaking. Can you talk a little bit about that?
100%. Like within day one, brain fog disappeared. So I have a genetic family history of dementia and Alzheimer's and things like that with my great-granddad, my grandfather, my grandmother, my father, and different things. And you know what, I was noticing even at 50 that I was forgetting things, and I was going, I can't remember what I said. I don't know if any of you do that. I can't remember what I said.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Really drive me nutty. It wasn't intentional, but it just seemed to be something that I could do. And I'm not saying for 1 minute, I'm not speaking any of that in, but I did notice that when I started patching, I've never forgotten anything. So brain clarity, unbelievable. Right.
Brilliant. Yes. It's extraordinary. There was an interview here recently that also I will send to you, because I think you need to see it and everyone needs to see it. Tucker Carlson interviewed this brother and sister couple, and she is a surgeon educated in Stanford and was at the top of her rank as a surgeon and ear, nose, and throat surgeon. And her brother was a lobbyist working for Coca-Cola, and he had a Harvard MBA and all this. And both of them have now become whistleblowers about what's in the food, what's in the prescription drugs, et cetera, et cetera. And it really was, you know, I mean, I've been studying these things with great intensity over the last 4 years. You might imagine why. But it really, it was a whole new piece. So again, here is something that in terms of the patches, Tessa, is just so extraordinary. There are no side effects. It's non-toxic. It's not addictive. It's affordable. It's about $5.50 a day. Is kind of how they worked it out. A cup of coffee at Starbucks, or a beer at the pub or whatever. And for the price of that, you get your longevity, the healing of many symptoms, if not all of them, and really the road to health. And so then all of that, but David Schmidt and his team have organized a way for people to really profit from this in terms of sharing this with others. Can you talk a little bit about how that works?
Absolutely. So when I first came into the business, Mario just, he actually did approach me about the business, and I said, go away. I'm not interested. Like,
Right.
I think there's a stigma about network marketing.
Right.
And I had done network marketing twice in my life, and it required a lot of hard work and no result, no return.
Right.
And so I just said, no, I'm not interested. And so I chose not to do that. But I tell you what, after 1 week of patching, on the 1st of January, when I approached Misha, and she had an instant result, and then she told 4 friends who had an instant result, all of a sudden the company sent me a congratulations, you've been paid. And I thought, what?
Wow.
They actually paid me.
Wow.
So actually, I think that was the turning point for me, because I actually got to see that this one works.
Yeah.
And so I continued to do that. By February, this was January, let's get this into perspective. By the end of January, by February, I put my resignation into as a wedding event. And my boss said, can't go, we're too busy. I'm sorry, you can't go. So she asked me to stay till the end of September. So grudgingly I did, because I had to train someone else up. It was a big job. And so I did that, and I part-timed Lifewave, and I just got so excited about what it was doing for people's lives. Wow. I mean, my mum, who had arthritis, osteoarthritis. She had bone density issues. Everything just reversed. Wow. So many things. I mean, there's a plethora of testimonies.
Yeah.
See these things happening. I thought, you know what? This is where I'm needed, where God wants me to be, and I just really wanted to share this thing is working, because too many people are into the other mode of to just taking a drug.
Yes. The other paradigm.
Yeah, that's it. And then so it was an alternative that they could look at, and it's just been amazing. I did resign eventually. I went full-time in October, and I've been doing it now 12 months. So it's just changed my life, not only in health, amazing, but in wealth. Seriously, being able to pay off my mortgage. Like, come on, who can pay off their mortgage? Like, I started again at 50, paid it off by 60. Like, circumstances of life. But I mean, that's my personal story. But I'm just saying, there's nothing out there in the world today. I don't care if you're in Ireland or you're in Europe or you're in London. And yes, you're looking at the US dollar versus the euro dollar, and all the other dollars that are there, and the Australian dollar. But the negative nannies will always say, it's too expensive, but yet they're happy to buy a cup of coffee a day, or a schooner a beer, or to go to the pharmaceutical companies and to take their drugs. And so I think the heart of it, what we did is we really just encourage people to get well. We just encourage that. And so by listening to their heart and what it was that their issue was, and finding those healings, those body healings coming through, and then we did testimonies where people were able to see that, this is actually working. Let's give it a go. It's created a community of people that we actually care for.
Sure. Yeah. Brilliant. It's honestly, it's answered prayer for me. For me, I'm living on Social Security at the moment, and I had a life-saving surgery about a year ago. I had skin cancer, and it got really bad, and so I was in hospital for about 36 days, and then 2 weeks in a rest home. And so that was, quite an experience. I got the all clear after that, which is wonderful. But definitely my energy has not been what it was before the surgery since then. And so again, this is answered prayer for my health and my energy and my, vanity for good looks and feeling attractive and all those great things as life goes on. But also it's, what I'm always impressed by, Tessa, and inspired by, and you just touched on it, is David Schmidt himself is a very spiritually conscious human being with great humility and integrity. And this is why I'm a Bobby Kennedy fan in America. It's a rare quality in our leaders these days. And whenever anyone expresses that, I'm immediately attracted to that. And you're saying the same thing here, my friend. And so, it's, we can help the world to heal, and we can have financial independence, and we can do good in the world with the money that we have. We can support other great causes.
Absolutely. People. And look, I was very fortunate to the company, actually Lifewave, do incentives every year. And it happened to be the 20th anniversary this year.
Right.
And so every year they'll give incentives for those who are building a business, and you can all be part of this. So a number of us qualified for the Greek Islands incentive cruise on the Explorer of the Seas with the Royal Caribbean. It was like, wow, I've never done this. Like, hello, single mum, raised my kids all my life, 4 adult kids, grandchild, never left Mudgee, different life.
Well, you have mouths to feed. Yes, bless you.
Here I am in the Greek Islands last week, and it was unbelievable. But I actually got to meet David Smith.
Okay.
And his wife, because he was there because it was the 20th anniversary of Lifewave as a company.
Right.
He never wanted to network it. He wanted to simply, put it in through the traditional marketing ways, because he was anti-networking, like many of us are.
Yes.
However, when he shared his first patch, the energy patch, it went through the Olympic Committee like, oh my gosh, like wildfire. And that was the year that Michael Schmidt won all the gold medal, and all the American swim team won gold medals that year, whatever year that was, 2004 or 5 or 6 or whatever it was.
Right.
So it naturally networked because people were asking, want a share.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he realized he had all this volume moving. And so that's where that change happened.
I see.
To be able to meet him in person with 500 other leaders last week was really the icing on the cake. And, he's such a humble man. You can tell he's more comfortable under a microscope with in the learning about how can I help humanity?
Right.
Not about any accolades on stage.
Sure.
And yet we were so proud of him.
Yes.
And the conference this year in America, in Dallas, is called Be the Light.
It's called Be the Light.
Be the Light.
Wow.
Be the light to humanity. And that's the name of the conference. Last year it was called Heart to Heart. Like, it really is a different company. I know, it's beautiful. It's exactly that.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, and can I say we're doing this very well here together, because Tim did send me about a 5-minute clip with David talking about what might be coming in October. Can we say anything about that? What's happening?
Sure. So last year I didn't have the privilege of going to America at all. I'm in Australia, and I bought the virtual ticket. So he released his ideas back then. But this year I've actually got a real ticket. I'm going over, which is exciting. And it's in Dallas in October. And so this year he's actually got the patents all done. He actually has a powder that is going to be in the form of a drink. You add it with water that actually turns on the lights using photobiomodulation on the inside of your body. I don't know how that works. Don't ask me. I'm not a chemist, biologist, or a scientist.
Oh boy.
And so if it can bring healing to the inside, and we're getting the healing on the outside, we got a double whammy. And really, what's the value of your life? What's the cost? Because, you can have all the money in the world, but if you're not well, you can't enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, yes, absolutely. And also he mentioned something about energy.
Oh, yes. So that's another thing. But look, it's 5 years away, I think.
I see. Okay. All right. We won't.
He has a patent. He's got the patent. He's got the patent. He's got a great idea.
Okay.
But that'll be released in October, and we'll have more information on that.
Okay. Great. I'm like a kid in a candy store. I'm like, what else is there? It's just so exciting.
his heart is to help humanity and to
Yes.
make us the best we can be. And one of the things that came out of COVID and the nonsense that went on, call it
Yes.
what you like, but
Yeah.
was that it created a massive fear in the world. And so the biggest thing people are wanting in 2024, the one word that was Googled the most was the word hope.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah. Sure.
People are looking for hope.
Yeah.
And I do believe that this is the vehicle.
Yes.
And if anybody is looking at just simply spending $5 a day or €4 or €3, whatever it is, it's
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
$3.50.
Oh,
$3.50. It's not a
okay.
lot.
Okay. Yeah. No, it's certainly not a lot. I mean, let me
No, and
go on. Go ahead.
yeah. So if you're thinking of investing, into something for your health, like at the end of the
Yeah.
day, we all have
Yeah.
a why.
Yeah.
Don't think you've got to run in and do a business. Don't think you've got to run and do a million, all these wonderful things. Just ask yourself before you even begin, what's my why? Do I want to continue doing what I've always done? Do I want to continue getting what I've always got? Do I want to make a change in my life? In 12 months or 5 years, am I going to be in the same place if I continue to do what I'm doing? If I am, I don't want to be there. Or maybe I do want to be there. I don't know. I don't know what your why is or what anyone else is listening, what their why is, but it's the first thing I ask people. If your why is not to change your way you're doing things, whether it be health or wealth or both, then, don't do it. But most people, in fact,
Yes.
99.999% of people
Yes.
want to change something.
Oh God.
And yeah, so
Yeah.
this is it. This literally is it.
Yes. Yes. Brilliant. Brilliant. Fantastic. Well, let's see. Will I try to play our video here?
Sure.
Okay, let's give that a go. Okay, there's that. La 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 la.
Might just take my photo off while you're playing the video.
Sure, here we go. Da, da, da.
Please share with us how the amazing X39 technology works. We got a lot of brand partners that are brand new, so they really want to hear from you. And then we got some highly sophisticated, educated doctors in the room. So kind of relate to all of them on how this technology works.
Yeah. So the first thing to understand, I suppose, is that our bodies are based on light as a form of communication. We have a bioelectrical system in our body, which is all based on math and geometry. And if we can understand what this biological code is, we can do some really remarkable things with it. So the current direction of my research is looking at species that are immortal and looking at codes, the mathematical codes that we find in the Bible and mathematical codes that we find in nature, which I now think of as being God's fingerprint. And we can use this information to support the body's natural healing systems in ways that haven't been available before. So with the patches, which is one of many different technologies that we'll come out with, and then we'll probably talk a little bit about what's in store for the future, which is incredibly exciting. But on the patches, because this is our foundational technology and our foundational products, they stimulate the skin with a blend of different wavelengths of light that are modulated to contain information. So what does this mean? If we think of laser communications, which have been around for many, many decades now, and that's how fiber optics work. We're going to take a laser, we modulate the light to contain information, and then at the receiving end, that light is unpacked and decoded, and now we can hear voice or see video. So the human body essentially works the same way, meaning that light is emitted from the cells. And actually, how light is emitted from the cells is an incredibly fascinating subject. because it's coming from the DNA and the hydrogen bonds in the DNA. And that light emission has actually come from the spiritual realm, you might say. But what this all means is that in the thousands and thousands of different biochemical reactions that are occurring at any one time, there are pulses of coherent laser-like light that is emitted from the DNA, emitted from the cells, and this orchestrates and initiates the changing biochemical environment in the cell. So what this means is that now, through normal course of aging, our glutathione or our copper peptide levels would decrease. But if we know the code where we can stimulate the skin and communicate with the body and say, hey, I'd like to increase those copper peptide levels, and I want to improve the activity of the stem cells in the body. If we know that code, then it's nothing more complicated than stimulating the skin with those wavelengths of light to instruct the cells to elevate the copper peptide. And the exciting thing is that that's only the beginning. What we can do with light-based technology is nothing short of extraordinary.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, here I
That's
go.
awesome.
Isn't that cool?
Oh man, I mean, you can never see it enough.
Right.
It's just so good.
Yes, my phrase is I love living in the future. You know, the other thing I want to mention here, this is great. We're coming down the home stretch. You know, the X39 was patented and began to be sold 3 years ago. The first year, it was $20 million in sales. The second year was about 300 million and 320 million. And then we're closing in now, Lifewave, about 600 million this year.
Yeah, projected to be a $500 million. Very
500 billion, 500 million.
like huge, huge.
Yeah, yeah.
It really is, because he's found a code to really change the way our bodies think instead. And, you know, we grow up watching, oh, well, I did, and
Yeah.
you know, I'm
Yeah,
a
yeah.
60s.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, and I grew up watching these sci-fi movies and thinking, oh wow, you know, how can this ever happen? But you know what, we're seeing this in our lifetime.
Yes.
And I really, and you know, God told us we were going to see these things increasing.
Yes, dear. Yes.
And so I just believe that, you know, what we're seeing is nothing short of a miracle.
Yes.
And we need to focus on the human body, the human wellness, and continue, you know, keeping mankind alive, rather than, you know, the alternative.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Well, and as you touched on, you know, this is why I brought up this brother and sister interview about all the toxins in the foods and you know, how crazy the medical system has become. I have to share this with you, Tessa. I have a dear friend, Annie, who just went through a hip replacement in the States, in San Diego. Can you guess the price tag that they charge the hospital for this?
Look, I'd say 50,000. I don't know. I know stem cells are very expensive. They're not cheap.
$200,000 for a hip replacement in the hospital.
Wow.
And she had to pay 800 of that on her insurance.
Wow.
Yes. So, I mean, yeah, she told this to me. We were joking and saying the same thing. Well, maybe it's 50,000. No, it's 4 times that. And so, you know, the pendulum has swung so far in the wrong direction, and the foods are toxic, the pharmaceuticals are toxic, and they're all being made by the same people. And America, this is part of Bobby Kennedy's thing, just to get this off my chest. You know, America is the richest and the sickest country in the world. We have the most
not only America. Like, I just spoke to some friends, an elderly lady in New Zealand. She said all her friends have just got cancer all of a sudden. Like,
yeah.
Anyway, we're not going to go there. She was totally.
No, it's okay. I mean, we have to talk about it because people need to understand what the choices are, I'd say. And, you know, honestly, of course, you and I have done many crazy things and brave things to take care of ourselves by the age of 60 in this world. And this is a bargain. You know, this is a sweet deal, as I like to say. So, you know, what's not to love about it? It's extraordinary.
Absolutely. But look, on top of that, just sharing this amazing product that is changing your body and healing you and transforming the lives of your friends, family, and loved ones.
Yeah.
By simply sharing it,
Yeah.
you are creating a wealth income stream, and you're not selling. Don't ever label yourself as somebody, oh, I can't sell. I don't know if you understand the geographics of Australia. I have a lady who lives in Mount Isa who said, I can never sell it. I don't see anybody. She's on a farm, like, of 100,000 acres or something, like, a lot of land, probably the size of Ireland.
Right.
And huge.
Probably larger. Yeah.
That is big.
Yeah.
And she said, I don't see anybody, but she does have a phone, and she does have family and friends. And anyway, she made what we call a manager by just sharing with 4 family and friends.
Right.
And all of a sudden, the company paid her a remuneration for that. And therefore, she was like, oh my gosh, I can get my product for free. So, not only are we spending $5 a day or €3.50 a day,
yes.
But if we don't have to pay that at all, and we can share it and help others, it's actually, I feel now, this long 20 months in, that if I don't tell others, it's an absolute disservice to humanity because it's so good.
Yes, I agree with you. Yeah.
And to be paid on the side.
Yeah.
To whatever figure you want. Honestly, this goes bigger than Ben-Hur, because you may know someone, you may be talking to somebody just in Ireland, but they may have a friend in London who has a friend in the UK, who has a friend in South Africa, who has a friend in New Zealand. And you don't know who other people know, and you don't know what their needs are, or what their why is, or what their want is. And when you really understand the power of sharing and caring, this is unlimited.
Yes. Yes, I hear you. I hear you. I really, as you said, God's plan is truly extraordinary, and all we have to do is follow our hearts and share the good news, and reap the reward. And after everything else, it's like, oh my, yes, thank you very much. I'm ready for all of that. I'm going to bring my little package down to my farmer's market here tomorrow with some flyers. And I'm going to hand out some samples to my friends who are in pain or ill or whatever. And I say, just try this for a few days and see how you go, and tell
you that though, there's a good point.
Yeah.
Don't think whoever's watching this that you can just give somebody a few patches for a few days. Just because Tessa had a 4-hour wonder and Misha had a 5-hour wonder, some people it takes a month, and some people it takes 3 months.
Sure.
So let's get this into perspective. If you're 70 years old and you've been out in the environment for 70 years, you've got 7 decades of toxins. Now, that can be anything from surgeries to pharmaceuticals to pollution in the atmosphere, to pollution in the food, to jabs, to whatever.
Sure.
Okay, so all the things. And so if you are expecting a Panadol type approach where you just take a pill and you're better, happy days, that's just drug back into you. No,
sure.
This may be instant. It may work because only your body knows what your stem cells need to do. So what it does is it rejuvenates, refreshes, reverses your aging, but it does take, to fully reset your genes, 1 month per decade of life. So if you're 55 months, 66 months, and so on. I have a 24-year-old daughter running with this business.
Right.
Because, like you say, 24, nothing wrong with you. Okay, so at 30, half of our stem cells have stopped working.
Right.
She doesn't have an issue with her health.
Right.
But she finds the energy enhancers, which are an energy patch for young gymmers, is unbelievable. Increases your energy levels by 30%. Wow. She's running with it. She's saying it's helping her generation, and her generation is saying, well, in the current economy, they can't go and buy a house because they can't buy a house.
Right.
The mortgage or the debt or whatever the economy's doing.
Yeah.
And so she's saying, well, we can make a change and we can build an income, and it isn't limited to Mudgee or Sydney or Ireland or wherever you are. It can be anywhere in the world. So you've got to look bigger than just a patch. That's the big thing. But definitely, this is really a cool thing.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. Great points. Yes, thank you for saying that. So people can go to thisisit.info.com and learn more, right? And then do we want to give your contact info or mine? No.
yours, and then
Okay.
if you can't answer the questions, then please refer them to me.
Okay, hon.
Or you
Yeah.
all go to Lou. He's your local guy, guys. He's the guy who's organized this.
Yeah.
So all the benefit goes to Lou. And the beauty about this business is that we help one another to succeed. And you know, if you help your brother cross the, you know, his ship cross the stream, yours is going to get there too.
Absolutely.
So it's about helping one another. It's not about me that the traditional world wants. So Lou, you go for it. Everybody contact Lou if there's a question that he cannot answer. He's got my contacts, and I'm happy to give that out to anybody who needs it to encourage and help you. I was in Ireland just a few months ago. I went over to encourage, build the team. I was over in Shannon and Galway, and a beautiful part of the world. And I just really want to encourage and empower and equip you all to look beyond what you're seeing.
Sure.
You need to see what you believe, not believe what you see.
Yes, yes. If you believe it, you'll see it, as we say. Absolutely. That's beautifully said, my friend. There was one other thing that was just popping in my head here. That was all absolutely brilliant. Yes. So this is a technical detail, but it may relate. So I have my page, my office, lifewave.com, Lou Martin. Is that a link I send to people to buy through me?
You can, but the problem is for anybody who's listening, it will say lifewave.com/Lou Martin. You're going to have two options. You can either purchase as a retail or as a customer or as a brand partner. Seriously, you want to earn some money and get the product for free, then you need to come in as a join, not a buy.
Okay.
Buying, you're going to buy it at retail. You don't want to buy it at retail. Just join and become a brand partner. There's no commitment. You know, it's good if you get your result and you go onto an automatic order and just get one every month to keep you healthy. The minute you share, you make some money. But it's not about the money. It's about, first of all, you're getting well. If you choose to come in and you push buy and you do become a customer, you can upgrade to a brand partner at any time. But honestly, I've in 20 months of this, I've built a solid foundation, and I've got many pensioners who are, you know, barely can make ends meet, who are finding that they're getting their product for free because I said, don't come on as a customer, come on as a brand partner and introduce your friend.
Okay.
And it's, once again, helping people.
That's great. Tessa, we're going to leave it there, or we're going to run out of time here. Thank you. You've been brilliant. I love you. I will talk to you again soon, I hope. And thanks for the Zoom calls. Great support from this group. That's what I want people to know. Incredible support to do this.
Sure. Well, God bless you all. And yeah, just get patching, because honestly, it'll change your life. Thank you.
All right, darling. Thanks a million. God bless.
God bless you too. Bye.
Bye for now.